one of the 15 invaluable laws of growth. We're going to unpack the law of intentionality together. Now, I am so excited to be able to share this with everyone that we serve as clients. And so we're all coming to this from different areas, from different perspectives. And I don't know how many of you know my story, but Living Strong was actually grown out of hardship, out of dark places, and I thought I was at a dead end, but actually it was just a corner. And I needed to be bold and brave enough to turn the corner and decide to keep moving forward. So in that process of that decision, so often people ask me, how? How did you move from a place that was dark, that you described being depressed, to actually moving forward? Well, that how has been tied to what we call 7 pillars. 7 pillars that provide any organization with the opportunity to grow and build the strength around 7 key areas. And when I think about how I was able to turn that corner, it started with me thinking about how I'm using my time. Am I being intentional with my time the same way I am with my dollar bill? Time comes at a cost. And so using it intentionally, the same way I think about how I use my money, it allows me to grow and manage that growth. It also requires me to think about my skill set and the investment I'm willing to make in the skills that I need in order to grow. And that then leads me to recognizing that I have to be strong and healthy enough to do the work. And so what do I need to think about when I want to be healthy physically and healthy mentally? What mindset shifts do I need to make in order for me to show up in a mental place of growth, and then thinking about the relationships that will help me stay in wise counsel with others that are like-minded and full of energy, focused on growth as well. So these 6 categories, they're key, they are critical, but there's a 7th one. And in our live session, I acknowledge that we presented this opportunity of growth across every avenue of client that we serve. And so we're coming to this conversation with a lot of different backgrounds. And we may not all have the same religious faith, but I guarantee you, you still believe in something. But for me, I can't show up authentically and answer the question how without saying my faith has been my foundation. For how in the middle of a pandemic, I could launch a conversation for 31 days around joy, it came from my faith. So we may not all have the same religious faith, but as a leader, I guarantee you, what you believe is shaping your character. It is shaping the decisions you're making for your organization, and it is shaping the foundation of where your organization is going. So I'm going to be able to share with you in this conversation how my faith has allowed me to continue to pick up pieces, to believe in more, and to recognize that what I'm going through has purpose. And in my faith, I'm going to walk through what John Maxwell calls universal laws. They are laws or principles that he identifies as being universal. Wherever they occur, they remain consistent. For example, he references the law of gravity. The law of gravity, regardless of where it happens, what goes up must come down. And he uses that same concept to build each one of the laws that we're going to use in this journey. And many of them he references as biblical principles that we can find in the truth within biblical references. So I'm going to do the same in this journey. We're going to use experts who have found success in the field. We're going to use research, and we're going to use faith-based references, all to make the understanding of each one of these laws crystal clear. So let's start our journey together by first understanding, why did I pick John Maxwell in the first place? Well, first of all, he is undoubtedly what's called the guru of leadership development. He has written over 70 books on leadership concepts, and leadership development. And I know for myself, when I, the first time, left the classroom to launch a community-based program, launch a business, launch a mission, I read my first John Maxwell book, and it was The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And those principles still pay forward today and shape how I lead even now. I've also picked John Maxwell because he is an entrepreneur with an international reach. His organization, Enjoy Maximum Impact, the John Maxwell team, of which I am a certified member, Equip, and the John Maxwell Foundation, which is his nonprofit, all have created impact, not just locally, but internationally. He's a pastor and a teacher, and has been credited as a speaker and coach to Fortune 500 companies, as well as international government leaders. And he has been an advisor for 4 past U.S. presidents. So yeah, that's the reason why we are exploring leadership and growth through the eyes of this leader, using the 15 invaluable laws of growth. Now, we will use and build our growth plan together using, yes, the content from this book, and you can purchase it or not. Either way, we're going to go through as many of the laws as possible together over this year. And I'll also be complementing some of the content using other resources from experts in the field as well. So I hope you have your handout so that we can go on this journey together and unpack, what does it mean to grow? The first thing I want you to pause and think about, what is the difference between a goal and growth? Pause and think about that for a second. How would you define the difference between a goal and growth? Well, in his book, John Maxwell helps us understand that you could hit every one of your goals and check them off the list and still not grow. Wow. We could get to a place where we've got all of these things checked off, but me, the person, the leader, the mother, the pastor, the CEO, the principal, the home visitor, the friend, I've not grown. And that's the difference between a goal and growth and why we're focusing on growth. But the challenge is that personal growth is not a natural process. So this is your first fill in the blank for your handout. It's not a natural process that human beings go through willingly. So it's going to require intentionality. When we think about this quote, and it's pretty powerful for me, people are anxious to improve their circumstances, the stuff around them, but are unwilling to improve themselves. Ouch. We can focus so much on trying to change a situation, change a circumstance, fix this external thing. We can spend so much time focused on wanting to make that external shift, but not be willing to slow down enough to make the internal shift that's necessary to change us on the inside. And therefore, we stay bound. This journey is talking about doing the work to make that inside shift. So I want you to pause and think about, in a conversation, as a leader, as someone who wants to create purpose behind what you're doing, Jeff Henderson, in his book 4, asks this question: what do you want to be known for? At the end of the day, at the end of your journey, when you have laid your head down for the last time, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to have planted into others that they remember you for? Now, Jeff Henderson, in his own right, is an entrepreneur and an author. He's also a pastor, and he focuses on supporting profit and nonprofit organizations, understanding how to market, manage, and create change that is purposeful. And in his book 4, he starts by asking, what do you want to be known for? And I want you to pause right now and think about and jot down a couple of words. What do you want to be known for? What do you want people to say about you? But as he has us think about that question, he then encourages us to think about a second. But what are you known for right now? What do you want to be known for versus what you are known for? What's in the middle of that gap? That's called growth. The difference in the answer between what you want to be known for versus what you are known for, the space between the two of those, that's the space, that's the gap that we can fill with growth. With a powerful understanding, when we talk about growth, that's why we have to separate out growth from goals, is that oftentimes people get so caught up in thinking that growth is about checking the box. Growth is not just about where you're going, goals. It is actually more about what's happening in you. So growth is actually more about what's in you than where you're going. Because if you think about what's in you, it will set the course for where you're going. Hello, YouTubers. Dr. Virdra Jackson here, and welcome to our channel, the Living Strong Consulting channel. It is designed for leaders ready to lead. Come on in, make sure you like videos and subscribe so that you get notification for everything new that's happening, so that you are able to set your goal for growth.